We are up this morning to hike the Trail of 10 Falls in Silver Falls State Park. It's about 7.7 miles, but it takes you to 10 waterfalls, several of which you can walk behind, so hopefully the mileage is worth it and it's really pretty. Waterfall number 1. A better view of waterfall number 1, and this is one that we can walk behind. First view of waterfall number 2. Looks like we can walk behind this one too. We are doing the trail clockwise, and I am thankful for that right now as we are going down a bunch of steps, hoping that when it comes time to go back up on the other side, it's not as many. This is supposed to be the easier route, so we will see. Like pretty much everywhere we've seen up here recently, the water here is very clear. You can see all the way down to the bottom, and it looks decently deep at this point. Waterfall number 3.
Waterfall number 4.
Waterfall number 5. This one's a little harder to see, but still pretty.
Waterfall number 6. Waterfall number 7.
It's pretty hard to see this one from the trail though, unfortunately. Several of the waterfalls do require a short offshoot trail to get to, so I suspect that our mileage is going to be longer than quoted. Waterfall number 8. We parked at the South Falls trailhead because that parking lot is a lot bigger. This is also an opportunity for a bathroom break about midway, a little over midway through the hike. Does this count as waterfall 8.5? Waterfall number 9, Upper North Falls. This part of the trail runs parallel to the road, so not quite as relaxing and secluded, but still a pretty walk. We made it to waterfall number 10, and she is just a trickle. It is winter falls, so maybe it's better in the winter or with snowmelt in the springtime. Unless there is a lot more water at winter falls in a different time of year, I don't think it's worth making the trek down unless you're just dead set on seeing all 10, because it is a downhill, and that means we have to go back uphill. Now the final stretch back to the parking lot. If you don't go down to Winter Falls, you can technically see the top of it here, but you just don't see much. There's the viewpoint we were at down there. You can hear the trickle of water, but you can't see it. Not that there was much to see anyways. I definitely recommend downloading the offline map on all trails before starting this trail, because while the trail intersections are well marked, it's hard to know which trail you want to be on for the Trail of 10 Falls. There are quite a few different trails in the park, and even just on the Trail of 10 Falls, you are on the Canyon Trail, the Rim Trail, and then a number of little offshoot trails to get to some of the falls. Some nice picnic areas for if you want to bring a lunch for after the hike. There's also a nice little cafe. We made it back to the parking lot at about 12:15, and it is definitely way more packed than when we started. We finished in about 3.5 hours. We had 3 different mileage recording devices going, and each one had a different mileage total at the end, but expect to actually hike anywhere between 8.5 and 9.5 miles. This is a massive parking lot at the South Falls area, but it is pretty much full even on a Monday. We got rested up and cleaned up after our hike and wanted to share a little bit more information about it. So like I said, we went clockwise, which was what was recommended most on all trails. It started with a fairly steep descent, and then we had some moderate ascents throughout the way. versus if you went counterclockwise, and you would have more descent, which would probably be easier if that's better, but then you would have one large ascent at the end near South Falls. But also one of the bigger things to keep in mind when you're deciding is that if you go clockwise, you start at South Falls, which is a very, very busy area, and lots of day use people that are not doing the full trail. They are just going to look at those falls and move on. So hitting that earlier in the morning was a big plus for us, because when we came back, it was very, very busy. So now the big question, it was between 8.5 and 9.5 miles, and was it worth it?
I think it was worth it, but not all the waterfalls were fully gushing. The winter falls at the end was not fully full, I guess, with water going down like you would hope for, like the others, but overall it was a good hike.
Yeah, lots of pretty waterfalls, some unique features. They were all a little bit different. Some you could walk behind, which was cool, but not all of the little offshoot trails were worth the extra mileage, but some were. But all in all, pretty hike. We'll probably be feeling it tomorrow, but glad we did it. If you have any questions about this trail or are thinking about doing it yourself, comment below and let us know, and make sure to like and subscribe for more.